Hello and welcome to my 2021 to 2022 Premier League predictions video, the second year that I'm going to be doing this. It was quite successful last year. I hit the nail on the head with some of my predictions. So, we're back at it, but I'm a bit unsure this time. It doesn't even feel like summer has finished. The pre-season has finished. And I get the sense that there's a lot of clubs yet to still make significant transfers. So it's led to a table that I'm totally unsure of, and I have no faith in whatsoever. And I feel like I will get a worse points total at the end of this season in comparison to last. But it is a predictions video nonetheless. And if your team is in 20th, 19th, 18th, it doesn't mean that I hate you. I just don't fancy your chances in comparison to the other teams, okay? Don't give me that in the comments section again. I got it so much from the West Brom fans last year. I predicted them to go down. They hated me for it, and they went down. But just don't hate me. It's a little bit of fun. I'm trying to take as much bias out of this as possible, and I'm trying to be as accurate as I possibly can with these prediction videos, even though this year might be a very difficult one to predict. From this point, 5 days from the kickoff of the Premier League, I still feel it's too soon, honestly. Let's get on with it. 20th place, Norwich City. They are like settling down into this yo-yo team. Daniel Farke's still in charge, was there the last time that they got relegated from the Premier Division. Doesn't seem like a bad coach, but he's obviously not a survival specialist. He could, for sure, keep them up this year and then gain a reputation for being a survival specialist. However, these guys have got relegated. He has tasted the bitterness of being relegated, and it's up to him now to gather all that experience and make sure that they don't get relegated this time around. I think they still will get relegated because of the sale of Buendia to Aston Villa. Todd Cantwell's an excellent player, but it's a lot of pressure on young shoulders. They've also got Billy Gilmour coming in from Chelsea on loan. Could be a really astute signing, that one. However, young shoulders, bit of inexperience there. I can see them going back down. They might not finish 20th, but I can see them going back down, especially with the previous history. They look like a yo-yo team. 19th place, Brentford. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I don't know that much about Brentford. I know that Ivan Toney is an excellent forward, but it's all relying on him transitioning well into the Premier League because they need the goals. Oh man, they need Ivan Toney's goals right now. If he can bag 20-25 this season, they finish above the relegation spots. If he struggles a little bit, they go down. I like what they do with money though. I think they apply some kind of Moneyball technique, and that's why they've been able to move to their new stadium. They've been selling at a pretty decent profit for many, many years. Fair play to them. I would like to see you stay up just to get a couple of seasons of Brentford. If you're looking at the team in comparison to all the other teams in the Premier League, they are a little bit lightweight. In 18th place, Southampton. After selling Danny Ings, I think they're bringing in Adam Armstrong from the Championship, who seems like a really handy player. But there's a lot of pressure. Big boots to fill there. I think it might just be too much. Southampton could be going down to the Championship. It would be a real shame because Southampton's academy is one of the best around, and you want that kind of academy playing in the Premier League, so youngsters get a chance. Their time might have come, and I'm not going to put Newcastle United in 18th again, because I said they just might slip into the relegation spots, but they had a little bit more at the end of last season. That might have been a slight underestimation on my part. They've not done much transfer activity. I think they've got that kid from Arsenal that they had on loan last season that did really well for them last season, and that might, spur them on. But 17th place, it's a shame that a club like that has an owner so bad. But that's the case with a lot of clubs now in England, and the government have to step in. I don't think all of the promoted sides are getting relegated. It's not often that happens, so For my 16th place, I've gone Watford. Okay, I think Watford might have a couple of seasons in the Premier League, maybe then get picked off quality, dropping back down to the Championship. It's the experience more than anything. There's players there that you look at and go, yeah, they've experienced the Premier League for a lot of seasons now, and that might be the difference between them, Brentford and Norwich. Apparently, João Pedro is an amazing player. They've got Ismail Assar as well. I have no idea how they kept him through a Championship season. I would love to see a resurgence from Danny Rose. Yeah, 16th place. I think Watford fans would be absolutely delighted with that. 15th, I've got Crystal Palace. Now, they've just lost Roy Hodgson as manager, bringing in Patrick Vieira. But I'm going to be honest, Crystal Palace were the last team that I put in this predictions table. I would be lying to you if I said that I absolutely knew what was going to happen with Crystal Palace's season. We all don't know that, but you might have a vague idea. I'm not too sure. It could go really well with Vieira, it could go terribly wrong with Vieira. All the other slots were filled in, so that's where Palace go. They're plonked in 15th place. I'm sorry, Crystal Palace fans. I'm sure you wanted a bit more insight. I cannot give it you. Good luck for the season. Burnley in 14th. After the struggles of last season, I'm sure Sean Dyche will not be happy with how they finished. It seems like Burnley have signed themselves a Brazilian up. We are living in them times. Burnley have signed up a Brazilian. I'm putting them in 14th. Bit of flair in Burnley. 13th place, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Losing the manager, losing Rui Patricio as well, their first team goalkeeper. Maybe Neves is off to a bigger club. Who knows? But the honeymoon period is certainly over. Or at least that's what I think. With all the significant outgoings, this is a season to build new foundations, be secure in the league. I don't think you're going to get relegated at all, with plans to go again very hard in the future to try and break in to the top 6. Brighton and Hove Albion are at 12th place for me. Graham Potter, top manager. Tariq Lamptey, one of the best young players last season in the Premier League. I think he'll kick on again. The team, one of the most atrocious XG to goal ratios. Can they get their shooting boots on this season? If they do, they've got no problems whatsoever. And they finished 12th place. They might even finish higher. They sold Ben White, that's £50 million to bring in proper replacements for the defence. Maybe the defence shaky for the first 2 games. Maybe they invest it somewhere else, like up top. Everton in 11th. A decent enough side, losing their manager. I've got to be honest, I've got them this low because of a certain something happening. Is it still happening? Yeah, the sex offence thing. I don't see that being a positive in the dressing room. It could genuinely be catastrophic. The club's experienced turbulence. Can Rafa work some magic? Let's see. 10th place, Leeds and Everton just go hand in hand in my predictions. They're in 10th. They've kept everything together from last season, and that is a formula for success in the Premier League if you can keep a spine together in a team that looked rather interesting last season. There's a lot of people in the comments of my first prediction video slating me for putting them mid-table, but they really are a mid-table outfit, and they're going to do it again. 10th place here. They've got everything there to potentially go as high as 8th, in my opinion. 9th, Aston Villa. Dean Smith, my estimations of you have gone up tremendously, my friend. But they've lost Jack Grealish. £100 million to Manchester City. That is a hell of a lot of money. But he was a hell of a player. What I do like is one of the head honchos of Aston Villa. I don't know if he's the main guy, the CEO, the chairman. Is chairman and CEO? No, they're not the same things. Just thought about it in my head. Never mind. One of the big guys at Aston Villa talked about that Jack Grealish transfer in greater detail, and talking about how with that money they've signed Buendia, Ings, and Leon Bailey, if I'm pronouncing that right, from Leverkusen. These are like really interesting signings, that can push Aston Villa on and on. There's no over-reliance on one player. Really smart. And the guy just sounded like a football man. Weirdly enough, in one of the greatest football leagues in the world, there's not enough of them people hanging around. People who talk sense about football at the top of football clubs. Who would have thought? I think they'll be alright. 9th place. 8th place, West Ham. If they keep hold of Declan Rice. If they don't, they're in trouble. We have been witness to the David Moyes comeback story. And I suggested that this might happen. I didn't think it was going to be as incredible as what it was last season, but it did happen. David Moyes back into the good books. People forgot about how solid he was as an Everton manager. And then building and building until they, finished 4th? I swear they finished 4th one season. Not many teams have got that kind of buy into the philosophy as West Ham have. Leeds United, another example. Some other teams trying to find an identity. West Ham know their identity now. This is the big team territory now. All right. Tottenham, 7th. What a mess that club's in right now. And, honestly, if they finish bottom half of the table, I wouldn't really be that surprised. Signing the Wolves manager up. Harry Kane doesn't really want to be there. Not that many replacements just yet, but I'm hearing that Martinez might be coming from Inter Milan. Even so, it's 7th place for you. You should have never got rid of Pochettino. I'm sure the fans didn't want to see Pochettino leave, to be honest. If you haven't got a team that has full faith in Jose Mourinho, it's going to spell disaster. Arsenal are going to finish above Tottenham. Pretty sure at the back end of last season, Arsenal had one of the most informed teams. And that can have a significant impact on the following season. Leicester City, the season that they won the Premier League, got off to that start, I think, because surviving the season prior, they went on this incredible run, and that stuck with them. But recent Arsenal do have a tendency to disappoint. So, 6th place. It's still disappointing, but maybe the start will be very, very good. Leicester City 5th. Congratulations on your FA Cup win. I'm not underestimating you anymore. You've definitely broke into the big teams. Your scouting is impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. And you finished in 5th, I think. This is one of my most solid shouts. Now watch them finish bottom half. Before we get into the top 4, talking about spines of teams, Leicester have kept that spine together. Maybe Maddison goes to Arsenal. That could be a potentially massive move there. But out of all the teams, I'd be the most confident of Leicester City finding a replacement, a good replacement. So the teams that are occupying the Champions League spots, top 4 in 4th place, Liverpool. Yep, now they are a great team when they're at full strength. One of the best teams in the league. They haven't been at full strength for a long time. I'm hearing that Robertson is out due to a pre-season injury. Goodness knows what Van Dijk will be when he returns to full fitness, although you'd expect with him being so talented, he'd probably get back to those levels. But it's just one injury away from disaster. With the other teams around you investing, you're not investing that heavily, even though you've got a wafer thin side. Something is bound to break again. Even though I want to put them further up this table, Manchester United are in 3rd for me. Varane, Sancho, amazing signings. Dream signings. This is when the Glazers can start changing that perception of draining the club and actually having aspirations, ambitions to get some silverware in. They could look at the signings of Varane and Sancho and go, yep, that's enough. Good merchandise, that. We could sell a lot of shirts. We'll finish top 4, no problem. Job done. That's what the fans want. Merchandise and Champions League football. Oh, they could just go, look, if we dip into the kitty a little bit more and sign, I don't know, Declan Rice, Ruben Neves. In terms of squad depth, it's not like Manchester City, but if you keep a squad fit enough like Liverpool showed, you can just scrape by. Just challenge for it. Give us hope. There needs to be aspirations here. 2nd place, Chelsea. After the Champions League win, my reservations of Thomas Tuchel out the window. He's a fine coach. So he'll go from strength to strength. The signing up Lukaku, that looks pretty nailed on. And it seems like they're going back to the old Chelsea way of being so compact and defensively minded, really strong, no conceding of goals. That mentality. Defense wins your titles. They definitely have a shot of winning this if everything goes their way. I honestly don't think Pep Guardiola knows how to deal with it. And at number 1, Manchester City. Because even though it hurts me to say it over the course of 38 games, I think Manchester City will just be too much for everyone. Signing up Jack Grealish and potentially signing up Harry Kane, this could monopolise Premier League football. And it's a bit dangerous, to be honest, because these guys have got owners that will splash millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds at it until they can't splash no more. There is a potential there of so much dominance that they stop making the Premier League as interesting as it is, because we don't really know who's going to win. Yeah, okay, there's front runners, but it's very competitive. So even if they are at the top of my predictions table, it doesn't mean that I really want it. I've tried to be as unbiased as possible here. I don't really want it. I want someone else to win it, just to knock them down a peg or two. They really do need knocking down a peg or two. I worry a lot. They could run away with everything, and then football gets a little bit more boring. And with that, you know my predictions for the 2021 to 2022 season. Please put it down in the comments section what you think I got right, what you think I got wrong, in a reasonable manner, not like the West Brom fans last season. Just be as polite as possible, please. That would be lovely. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you've not subscribed around here yet, then press the red box down below and the bell icon for mobile notifications. Receive a little message every time I upload a video to YouTube. See you next time. Bye-bye.